Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin received, and the translation reads like this. Hello, how are you, Brother Nash? Can you please post my own story? Is hidden identity. My story, it goes on like this. I am a South African woman and I have been scammed 2 times. The second time that I got scammed, that was when I thought that it was far much better for me to just let it go and do Ukuthwala rituals. And now I am enjoying life, but at the same time it is really painful, because as we all know that when you do Ukuthwala, it is just not a matter of you just going there. You are given something to use that will give you your money back, but there are other painful things that you have to do, painful sacrifices that you need to perform like regularly. On my own case, lucky enough, this sangoma that I have been using has given me other options. As painful as it is, I have decided that since now I can afford, I have since bought another car, which is a Toyota Avanza. So this car, I am now using it as school transport. So even though I am now staying in the suburbs, but this car of mine, it goes and fetches kids in the location where I grew up staying. Then it goes with them to school. Like, I am offering the most cheapest school kids transport in our location. The reason as to why I offer that cheap transport to and from school, it is simply because these kids that go into my car, I am using their spirits. At night, these kids, they do not sleep. So I asked that traditional healer, when he told me that these kids, they won't be sleeping, where exactly will they be heading to? He only said that sometimes he deals with witches. Oh yes, that is when I discovered that most of the sangomas, they work hand in hand with some witches. So there are witches that do come to this man who gave me these money-making rituals, the charms. And when those witches go to him, it is because they want something to use. And usually they want these young kids to go with them to the graveyards to open up people's graves and also to get inside people's homes. They only told me just general nje, just like some of these kids, they have to go into people's homes. So since they are still very young and innocent, they are transformed, and then they can become like little rats, cats, things like that. Then they'll be able to enter, and once they enter into someone's home, then they can open up the doors or the windows for the big witches. This is what this Angoma has told me. So all along he had been looking for someone who has access to these kids. And when I told him that in the future I had a plan of me wanting to get in the transport industry, because this has always been my dream. I am someone who loves transporting goods, transporting people. He then told me that already he had 60k that was lying around. We then went and we bought the Toyota Avanza after I had made enough money. So that is the car that I am using. It fetches kids in the location, goes with them to school, and then returns back. So each and every morning, before my driver comes to pick up the car, I have this other clay pot that I have been told that even if I think of having a man in my bedroom, the man is never supposed to see this clay pot or to touch it. So I have one drawer which I always lock. That is where I keep this clay pot. I have to constantly refill it at the traditional healer's place. I don't know what exactly potions he put into that clay pot. It is just that I see a lot of herbs and some water. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I have to go, then I sprinkle that water, and after I've sprinkled the water, then I wait for my driver, and he does not even know anything. There was one day when I sprinkled too much. He even complained and he said, "Madam, why is it like the car seat, it was very wet?" But I just lied to him, and I said that maybe because the previous night I had made my sons to wash the car, so maybe they did not properly close the windows. I covered up my tracks, so when those kids, when they are in the car, whilst they are sitting on top of the charms, then at night it will be easy for these witches to go and pick them up at their parents' houses. Then they can go with them wherever they will be going to bewitch people. So that is some of the rituals that I have to perform. So in my own case, the reason as to why I ended up doing these Ukuthwala rituals, it was because first of all, I had this other car that I wanted. So I went and I saw this car. It's not like when it comes to scamming, it is about race or what. But to tell you the truth, there were people that scammed me, people who are not black, whom you could have trusted from the word go. They were white people. So when I saw that there was a car that they were selling, I then went and I spoke with them, and they showed me the papers for the car. I did not know that, just a paper, it might seem to be original, but it still can be a fake one. They had cloned this vehicle, and I only got to find out about this after I had received the car. Whilst I was on my way going home, all of a sudden, that was when I saw other two white men that were working for a security company. They blocked me out of the car. They shouted. They told me that they had been informed by a trekking company, and it was all because this car that I was driving, it had been reported as stolen. My heart was broken. I went to court. I did everything. Those people that had sold the car to me, they had given me fake IDs and whatnot. I tried to get this matter to be heard, but they were fighting with me. I lost all of that money. That was the first time that I had ever gotten scammed. Then the second time around, when I got myself scammed, I had thought of getting into the transport business. So I had this other friend of mine who once rented out like those big trucks, and then she used to make money through that. But at that time, she was really sick, so she could not continue doing that. I thought of doing that type of a business, thinking that I'll be able to upgrade myself as quickly as possible. But after she had given me the contacts of the people that she had once rented the trucks from, little did we know that those people, they had gotten so broke a very long time ago, they did not have a truck anymore. So what they were doing was that they were just using those old pictures of their trucks, and because of the way that they used to be connected in the mines, and that is why they kept on scamming people. So I contacted one of the guy, and then after I had contacted the guy, they told me that for me to lease a truck from them, there was money that I needed to pay. It was an upfront payment. So these people had told me that I'll be paying 55k each and every month. They told me that I needed to pay 30k. This will be for the half of the money and also the administration work. So I then paid half of that money because I was trusting them. And then they sent out the contract. I signed off the contract and I returned the contract back to them. When it came time for this truck to start operating, they would give me stories. The truck is coming to you. It has gotten stuck here and there. They would send me videos, but these were old videos. And then I would send out some money, and so that they can buy, if it is the fuel, if it is for the repairs. I kept on sending money to these people until I grew tired. By the time that I grew tired, that was when I realized that I had been scammed. And honestly, I had been scammed. I do not want to lie to you. And after I had seen that these people had scammed me so much money, which was nearly 100k, that was the money that I got scammed. So in that situation, what would you expect a poor old woman like me to do for I had used part of my savings, the savings that I had in my retirement and other investments. I had pulled out a lot of those funds and I had rented out this truck. So then I thought of going to a traditional healer. In part, I wanted to fix them out, but then I said, since I am at the place where I can get help, is it not far much better that I just get these money-making charms? And I was given those charms, Brother Nashe. That is my own confession. To those who might want to judge me, do not judge when it is that you have not walked in the same path that the person who is confessing has walked on it. This is my own story. Dear listeners, right, there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. If you have ever been scammed, please do come with your own side of the story so that we can post and other people out there can also learn.